Good morning. I am new to the YouTube video family, but I am interested in joining. I've did some research on how to start a channel and made some notes about starting and how to come up with an idea to take as much time as I needed. So I toyed around with starting my garden. I am going to be starting a garden on the common vegetables that I eat, and thought about commenting on books. I have a couple that are really close to my heart. The Art of War, for one, and the application of those techniques to your situation. And then the Cass book, Discerning. Oh man, I didn't bring the book in with me, but this is just a test. Discerning the Origins of Our Discontent, and Caste by Isabel Wilkerson. So I might start with that one, but I wanted to start with a clean, clear slate. And that means even my face, my appearance, trying to get prepared for this new venture. So I'm not a makeup artist, by no means. And I've watched various videos on how to do makeup and took some ideas that work for me. But I never did develop this real skill of applying makeup and being this beautiful subject afterwards. So I picked up just a few things that made myself feel comfortable. So as I prepare this blank face for my new adventure, I want to I have to look at my notes here. I want to describe my new adventure as I determine which niche that I want to delve into. I'm not a professional at anything. I am retired. I did a lot of years of work for the government. And I've seen videos, and I decided to venture and go into a new phase in my life of providing information, because I watch a lot of reels and a lot of things being said out there, and some is incomplete and some is really informative, and some just are absolutely ridiculous. I always am aware of what's going on because I like to stay informed and prepared. So let me give you a little bit of first how I present myself to the world and how I get there. Clean my palette, clean my face. I use the a 3 regiment cleansing plan of Proactiv. I was a really acne prone young person and have been that way throughout my life. My skin is very oily, so I have to take some steps to preserve where I lay my makeup. So I use a eye makeup primer to keep my eyelid crisp from breaking. And then I also use another, let me put my glasses on so I can read this right, or oil mattifier. It's a product of Mary Kay. It's their oil mattifier for oily skin. And I try to temper down what oil problems that I might have for the day. As I prepare myself to go in front of the camera and talk to you, I want you to see how simple it is that I do my thing for myself. So I've never had very good eyelashes, and I've tried to use those products that stamp on eyes and whatever else, but I've learned now that it's just a small line that I can make across my current brow line, because I don't have any eyebrows, if you could see. And then I do the same thing, trying to line it up equal to the other side. I have a lot of discoloration from over the years where I've been on birth control and have some discolorations occur. Just age. I'm well into my 60s, so I don't boast that I have such well cared for skin. I try to do the best that I can with the dollars that are available to me. So I draw that line on, and then I color it in, or stabilize it rather, because it melts off if I don't, with a line. It's Bobbi Brown's Natural Brow Shaper, but I just try to make sure that I've equally drawn the lines on both sides of my face, and wipe off any excess with my finger or paper towel. So I pick what color I'm going to define my eyes with by the choice of color that I've decided to wear for the day. And some people that might think it's strange the way I do this, but let me finish. If you have any recommendations on how I might be able to do this better, please comment. But I try to be quick. I try to be sure that I'm able to cover what problems I think are problems, and then I move from there. So I generally take a brown eye color and start to color in my eyelid, because I'm just trying to make it one equal color. And I don't pile up makeup or concealer on my eyes just to come up with this bold eyes. I try to do something simple because of my skin being so oily that I can make through the day. I can get through the day with. So after I've put on my eye primer, my eyeliner primer, I start then with a tan colored eye color to kind of even out what my eye is gonna look like today. So today, though, I think I'm gonna wear my green sweater. It's pretty cold. We've had some pretty bad snow hit here in this central Texas area over the last couple of days. So I've been locked inside. It's given me time to focus on if this is really what I want to do, starting to set aside time to try and create a video to put out there every week that's being informative, helping explain some of these things that are happening, not only scripturally, if I do delve into the scriptural side, but um, just uh, what's the word? Our nation, these things have been brewing. Nothing has gone away. Um, Nothing has left. It's all been an undertone. And I think as I get into my first commentary, I think I might start with the Wilkerson's book on caste. That was very informative to me. That made me see certain things and think certain ways that I hadn't been thinking before. So her work is brilliant. After I finished her caste book, I started to read The Warmth of Other Suns, her first book, where she talked about the migration of Blacks from the southern cities and towns to where families could go and create a life for themselves, that they were being hindered in Jim Crow and other laws that were created against brown and black people. So I start with my face in this new era that I want to go in. I want to start from the very beginning, deciding how I'm going to present myself to you all. So this might take some time. Actually, it might not. It's really a quick process I use. And makeup artists, please, I'm not a professional. I deal with Pat's face and Pat's face alone. I learned some techniques throughout the year. I remember I was shopping one day and I went into not a Lane Bryant. It was what's that other favorite store that I have? Dress Barn. Yeah, it was a Dress Barn. And I was living in Florida at the time. And I walked into the store and there was a transvestite working there at the counter, but I think I encountered her closely coming into the door, and I noticed her eyes and her eyelashes, and I have been struggling to try and be a makeup person who added putting these eyelashes on my eyes. And I didn't start until maybe a year before I retired. Go figure. I started putting on lashes a year before I retired. So anyway, back to the lady in the store, and I came up to her face because I was curious as to how she was able to get those lashes on the lower level. I mean, she had lashes on the top and the bottom. I've not gotten as bold to add them to my lower lashes, but I did develop the technique that was recommended to install my lashes from that point on. It made it so much easier because I was trying to put the glue on this lash line and then stick it on, and the glue would end up everywhere. So she told me to draw my glue line on my lid right above my natural lashes, and I was like, let me try that. And voila. So if you notice while I was talking there, I drew the glue line on. It still has to set for 30 seconds to get sticky. And when I first started using this method, I would put it on only one eye at a time. Now I put it on both lashes, giving it time to set before I move on to the next. So voila. So I've learned too that as I start to apply my concealer, that I might want to put on my lower lash line before I do that, so that I won't smear all the concealer that I apply. So put on my eye color, add it, glue to the top of my lash line, and now I've included the definition of my bottom eye area with a black pencil. And if you noticed, I used a deep dark brown pencil to draw on my lash line, my eyebrow line, but I used black to color my eye line, my lower lash line. So now it's at this point that I apply my concealer, because I do have some dark circles under my eyes, and I really try to cover that. This is my empty. That's my empty. I keep an empty concealer tube, because there's so much that comes out of a new tube. See that? That I don't want to use the filled up brush to apply it. So I just kind of take it in, and I have a discoloration. I'm not sure if that's from the birth control or whatever. I just ordered Butta's retinol application to go on that night to see if I can get some help there. I don't like to try a lot of new stuff on my face, but so I take the new tube and apply the concealer, and I take the brush of the old tube and spread all that concealer over the dark spots in my eyes. So usually at this time, when I've done this, I go into my bathroom and brush my teeth. I've already cleaned my palette and do my braids, because it gives this concealer a chance to set and me be able to move on to my next steps. So I'll be right back.